In today's video, I'm going to be reflecting on 2024 in regards to my fitness and wellness, and maybe even brainstorming some goals. So stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new, my name is Tracy and I'm a girl with plans. So today I am going to be in my brand new fitness and wellness planner. I will be using the Erin Condren Daily Duo for my fitness and wellness tracking in 2025. And I think it's about time that I face the issues that occurred in 2024 when it came to my fitness and wellness. And hopefully facing them will help me kind of create some goals, or at least brainstorm some goals when it comes to 2025. So we got a lot to do today. Before I get started, I knew I wanted to change this cover. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that first. I'm thinking I'm gonna go with this. This might make a reappearance in the fall as well, because I'm thinking I want to use this in the winter, but I think I might want to use it in the fall. I'll bust this out in the spring, and then I have the Hello Kitty one I can bust out during like the summer. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. This is kind of noisy, so I'm gonna maybe just come back and then you'll see it already on. All right, I like this so much better. This is so me. I like being able to pick out my own planner. It's a little scratched up, which is kind of a bummer. But I guess that's what happens when you're getting like a plastic cover. I am going to put it in this folio that's also from Erin Condren. I actually got this last year, but I'm not going to do it right now, but I'll just slide it in here, have it there. And then I have places for stickers, that I like to use in my planner. But, yeah, so I think we're ready to go. It did take me a little while to pop this on. Not because of me removing the coils previously. It's just these covers are not as easy to get back on. You can take them off pretty easy and they're just a little hard to get back on. All right, but with that said, let's get moving. So when I did customize this, I added some pages to the front. So I'm going to do my goals here. I'm going to do, I guess this would be my 6-month goals. Maybe that's how we should do it, because this is a 6-month planner. These 6-month goals may also end up being the goals for the second half of the year, but if they need to be tweaked, then I can tweak them at that time. But before I even start thinking about goals, even though obviously when it comes to fitness and wellness, a lot of the goals stay the same. It's just those minor details that change within the goals. Like if you want to lose weight, maybe the number changes. If you want to eat healthy, maybe the specifics regarding that changes. But for the most part, a lot of times it does stay the same. But with that said, I still want to do some reflections. I did reflections when it came to my regular life, general life, and that did include some of my physical and my physical wellness. So I've already done some of this, but I'm going to do it again because I just feel like it's important to kind of look at it fully. And sometimes maybe doing a second reflection could kind of bring upon some new things. And I'm just doing this because I feel like it does help me maybe pinpoint where things fell off, why things fell off. I will say December has turned around. December has been pretty good so far. Still not where I want to be as far as eating goes, but I'm doing a little bit better. Some of that was because I paid for a meal delivery service for a week, so that helped me kind of get back on track somewhat. But all right, so with that said, let's go ahead and get to this so this video is not super long. So yeah, I did customize this. After I did the uncoiling and recoiling, I realized that I wanted some of these dot grid pages in here as well. So what I did is I just snipped them out of a notebook, just took scissors, pulled it tight, and then snipped right here and then pulled it out and put it in here because I wanted some dot grid too. I think I added dot grid to every single month because that's what happens. So this is what I added on camera, but then I added some dot grid too. Always making changes after I do all the hard work. But now we're going to focus on reflections. And I think I want to start positive. So I'm going to say wins in 2024. Now this is the Erin Condren pen that I got as part of my Black Friday haul. Came as part of the winter bundle. I really like this pen. Yes, it's blue. I love it. I think I was good at setting goals and action steps. I think I became better at tracking overall wellness. And that is much better than it had been in the past. And I do want to attribute that, or I do think I can attribute that to daily planning or using a daily planner. Because when I was keeping a lot of my wellness separate, I was doing okay with the fitness, but I was not tracking my wellness very often. So I'll put daily planner. The problem is I had spurts of consistency, but those spurts of consistency was so short-lived that I almost don't think I can count that as a win. So like I would go on a spurt of consistency for like 2.5 weeks, never made it the whole month. But then I would either get off track for that same amount of time or longer. And then I would try to be consistent again, but I really wasn't great. So I really struggled this year as a whole. I do think I was good about adding variety to my workouts. But I wasn't good with the nutrition. I've become better. Wait a minute. I have become better with, I've been consistent with some vitamins. Actually, it's probably most of my vitamins. So I'll just put daily vitamins. So those are your multivitamins like magnesium, biotin, vitamin D, stuff like that. I've been really good with it. However, so we're not going to call it that. We're going to say my challenges. And one of my challenges has been consistency. We're going to say with workouts. Because I think when it comes to nutrition, consistency isn't the correct word. So consistency with workouts. Another challenge has been, let me write 2024 reflections here. I'm going to put short workouts because I know I can do longer workouts. I really rarely do a long workout anymore. And I know they say 20 minutes is all you need, but I'm used to doing longer workouts. And for some reason, like my motivation is gone. So I do the bare minimum. So I'll put on here bare minimum. That was also something that I realized with other aspects of my life as far as goals go. I definitely did the bare minimum when it came to workouts. For nutrition, I did not eat balanced meals. I just did not do it. Balanced meals was hard. My most balanced meal would be breakfast, unless I had a salad. I would have a very balanced salad. But as far as other areas of my life, I really got away from like making those balanced meals that I used to do. So I would say I did it like I was decreased in cooking. Like I didn't really cook as much. And I think that played a role in it. And I don't know why. I really need to get back into it. It's not that hard. I actually don't hate it. I just haven't been doing it. Again, there's been no excuse. I just haven't done it. My other challenge is eating gluten. I was so good. I'll say second half of the year. Well, yeah, no, it was pretty much a lot of the year because I went on vacation and I think it's like US gluten that gives me the problem. So when I went international, I don't follow the no gluten rule because I'm like, their gluten's probably better for you. It's just like dairy. You eat dairy in another country and it is night and day. If you have dairy issues in the US, a lot of times you won't have those issues in another country. That's crazy. But eating gluten and I would say dairy was also an issue. Inconsistent, or should I say non-existent, with with my adrenal supplements. And like when it comes to my thyroid supplements and my adrenal supplements, it's really both of them. But the adrenals, my thyroid's okay. So I don't think I really need the thyroid supplement anymore because my thyroid numbers were okay the last time I went to the doctor. But the adrenal supplement, a lot of those you have to take like away from food, away from this, away from that. Well, I never remembered to take it at that time. I remember when I'm getting ready to go eat dinner. Well, I can't have it now because I'm getting ready to go eat dinner. So that's the reason why it just kind of falls off. So we had the consistencies with the workouts. Short workouts, did not eat balance. My sleep was good. So I did have good sleep. I did have areas of like times when there was bad sleep. Like December has been crazy as far as like me waking up and stuff like that. But for the most part, I just go through spurts of that, and that's really not anything due to my control. It might be due to eating or something like that, but it's not. Like I still go to bed at a reasonable time. I usually wake up around the same time all the time. So I don't know why I said good sleeps, but whatever. Okay, I think, is that it? I mean, I think for the most part, that may be it. And then I'll say overeating. All right, so this planner, I do think I do want to touch somewhat on mental health this year in this particular planner. I will be touching on it in other planners, but I do think I want to touch on it somewhat in this particular planner. So this is what the daily layout looks like. So I do have room. I would like to maybe down here in this block, maybe write something about my mental focus, my mental well-being type thing. I think that is a positive thing that's happened this year. Is I think I've been focusing more on it. I think I need to do more mental exercises in order to improve it. I know if you guys have been following my goal setting for my monthly goal setting, which I did not do in January, when it comes to fitness and wellness, I have included a piece in there about my overall like mental wellness, and a lot of that will be like self-care, journaling, meditation, and things like that. I don't think I'm going to put them in the reflections portion because I don't like to beat myself up on some of those aspects of it. It's more or less like I just need to always continue it, because in all honesty, the self-care portion has vastly improved in the last few months just because I have invested in self-care financially in the form of chiropractic appointments and massage appointments. But so that has vastly improved, but it's one of those things that just because it's improved doesn't mean it goes off the radar. It's one of those continuous type goals, which a lot of the fitness is like that. And I think that's where fitness goals get boring in a way, and sometimes we fall off. And I try to film these fitness videos, and these fitness goal related videos, and I think I'm going to change it up a little bit this year. And one of the things that I'm going to say, what I learned, I really like the what I learned section and my reflections in my main one, because it really does tell you a lot about your overall planning style, your overall like what works, what doesn't, and just everyday life, which can kind of impact your goals. So like the one thing that I learned is challenges. And when I say challenges, those are like, I don't know how to define them, but like the bingos, the workout bingos. So not like challenges as in struggles, but like games. So like workout bingo, games motivates me. So basically what I was going to say before I decided to add this is I think when you guys are going to see my goal setups for the month when it comes to fitness and wellness, I'm going to start adding challenges to the mix every single month. It may be more along the lines of the fitness realm, and then the nutrition is just going to be boring. This is what I need to do this month. It's going to be a little bit more structured because I'm going to be trying some things. Eating wise, I don't want to say diet, but different ways of eating that I'm going to need to like set goals for or set like routines for. But I'm thinking I'm going to do some workout challenges every single month. I really like the bingo. I didn't do like the true 24 boxes of bingo, but I do like the bingo boards. I think I'm going to bring that back. Might try to add some more. Might try to find some on Pinterest or something that I can kind of use as a template and make my own. So challenges, workout bingo, things like that. Meal planning or meal prepping. And I don't think this is what I learned, but meal prepping is key. We all know that. But for me, I can meal plan all day long. It's the prepping that's key. And when I prepped, I actually followed through. If I didn't prep, I didn't follow through with it. For nutrition, the one thing I did not do this year is I need a long range plan. And that will be like, that's what I'm going to try for the beginning of 2024. I want to start the autoimmune protocol, which is more of like an elimination diet to see what kind of foods can kind of like trigger symptoms in you. And you have to be very strict to get everything kind of that could produce an allergy out of your system. So you like have to be super strict for like 60 days. And then you start adding foods back. So that's what I mean by a long range plan. I think if I do something long term, it's easier for me to actually do it. It's so strange. But these short term ones do not work for me, because if I do something for like 2 weeks, at the end of the 2 weeks, I'll just go back to what I was doing, which is really bad. So I really need long term plans. So those are going to be like meal plans, something like that. Okay. Right. So this will only apply if you work out at home. Well, for me, it works out at home. I guess if you go to the gym, you're not doing a gym class, it's the same thing. I need to schedule the specific workout when I'm working out at home. And that doesn't just mean lower body, upper body. That means scrolling through the app that I'm going to use, picking the specific program I'm going to follow. So right now I have Peloton and I have Les Mills. So I will find a class that I want to do on Monday. I'm going to find the class that I want to do on Tuesday. I'm going to bookmark the class and then write it in my planner. That has I cannot tell you how much that has improved how likely I am to work out. Yes, I just started really doing that in December. I'm sorry, guys. So it's worked for 2 weeks, y'all. That means it's great. No, I did it before and it worked, but then I didn't do it very long. But for me, when I used to go to the gym, it was a set schedule. I went to gym classes. And I stuck with it because I had these gym classes. So I'm hoping it's the same type of process. I definitely know I need to schedule the workouts if there's any chance of me doing it. Because once I start scrolling to try to find a workout on the day I want to work out or the time I want to work out, sometimes I won't even work out because I done spent 30 minutes trying to find that one workout that I feel like doing. So yeah, at one point, my theory this year was I'm going to like pencil in the workouts and then I might change them around if I feel like doing something else. I don't want to do that anymore. That did not work. That worked when I was super motivated and could do it. But again, it only worked for like 2.5 weeks. And then it will work again like a month later when I did it for 2.5 weeks. But I really need to be specific and I need to stick with that plan. And then that's how I need to treat it like I'm going to the gym and that class is on the calendar and I can't change it. That's how I need to treat it. An injury would change that. But other than that, I have to keep it. Yeah, so I think that may be it. I think that's it. I mean, there's probably some more, but I feel like it's the gist is there. So with that said, I just don't like the ghosting that comes in here, y'all. This is my first time really playing in the planner. Okay. So now we're going to do some 2025 brainstorming. All right, so when it comes over here, we have 6 sections, but I might actually break these down a little bit. So like what I track in here is we're going to be talking about everything physical wellness for the most part. I might touch on my mental wellness as far as my overall goals, but I might touch on that more as my monthly goals, and then touch on my mental wellness and my overall goal planner. We'll see. We'll see if I need more spaces or not. But what I'm going to do is I might end up breaking up physical wellness into 2 categories. I might break it up into, I don't know, maybe like measurements, and then maybe activity or something like that. And I mean like goals. Like this wouldn't be like I want to work out 3 times a week. Those are more action steps that I'll get into when the actual weeks get here and I can look at my schedule and then realistically plan for something. And then with nutrition, that might even be divided up even further, because it's going to be like diet, nutritional supplements, and things like that. So there's going to be a little bit of dividing up here. But when it comes with brainstorming and I'm thinking about it, some of the things I really, really want to do, and this is going to be something that has gone on and on for even when I was consistent with working out, and I used to be really consistent with working out, these are kind of the same goals. Like I said, they don't really change. When you're like on point, these are your same goals. You just might have, the numbers might change, or like little things may change, but in essence, they're the same. So I definitely want to lose pounds and inches. I want to tone up. So that means muscle. So that's why I'm going to be focusing more on the inches, because I do want to add muscle. I want to increase my endurance. Y'all, that has always been a goal of mine. I just get out of breath quick. Even when I thought I was in shape, I would still get out of breath quick because I'm not a runner. I cannot run. Please, I hope to God no one ever chases me, because I will be in trouble. I can power walk though. I can walk fast. I walk fast anyway, so power walking's not that much. So I can power walk away from somebody, but running, it ain't gonna happen. But yeah, so I need to increase my endurance. I'm trying to think of some more physical goals, because when it comes to physical, that's kind of a lot. Now, let's kind of come down to here. So my cholesterol is on point as far as it's all in the green categories, but I definitely need to lower my bad cholesterol. I forget which one it is off the top of my head. For some reason, I think it's the LDL. So I want to decrease my bad cholesterol or keep it low, but I think I need to decrease it a little bit. I think that's the LDL. Oh, why am I saying LDC? What is LDC? Am I thinking about the LBC? Some Snoop songs? I don't know. Yeah, I definitely need to watch it. I have good cholesterol, but my parents, like my mom has super high cholesterol. Like she has to take medication for it. So I just definitely want to make sure mine stays in check. It probably will stay in check just because of my age and the fact that it's always been decent. But I need to make sure of that. Oh, I just hate that. Okay, I can't use these pens in here. All right. So I want to decrease my bad cholesterol. I want to stay. All right, so this is how my brainstorming goes. Sometimes I need to like take a break. I really do want to get into yoga, so I added this up here. So I kind of have it kind of broken down. This is kind of my workout. This is kind of my wellness. And then this is kind of just general self-care. So like I said, I really wanted to get into yoga. It is something that I think would be really, really good for me, especially someone with adrenal fatigue, thyroid issues. I think it would be really good for me. I mean, I could probably even replace some of my strength training with yoga, and it might even be beneficial in that sense too. I know my doctor really wanted me to get into yoga, and when I do it, I enjoy it. But for some reason, pressing that play button on a yoga class is so hard for me. It's so much easier for me to press the play button on any of the other classes except for the meditation classes. But I can do a bar class. I can do Pilates sometimes, but the yoga, yoga is hard, y'all. So it's just really hard for me to get into, but I really want to get into it really bad. That I even had a yoga tracker this year, and I didn't do it. I wanted to see how many yoga classes. Maybe I'll try that again. Maybe we'll create some challenge pages or something like that to see if I can do it. I added in here, I can't remember where. I want to stay in my range with my thyroid numbers. I want to work on my adrenals. My gut health, basically that's just going to come with eating balanced foods. And things like that, probably probiotics and things like that. Those are going to be more action steps, but my gut health is bad. We'll just say that right now. And then I want to feel better overall, like less headaches. I get a lot of headaches. I also get a lot of, like inflammation. Let me put that in here. And I think some of the inflammation that like, you have like a lot of tightness in your shoulders and like things like that. And a lot of that comes from typing and doing stuff like that. But I think inflammation also, like if you're just highly inflamed because of the food you eat or what have you, environmental factors or whatever, I'm assuming that makes it even worse. So I really need to feel better. And that is a couple of the things that I mean is like less headaches. I put inflammation, but that means like less inflammation, not increased inflammation. I could do this. But yeah, that's kind of it. And then self-care, stretch, firm roll, massage, chiro. So basically I kind of these are more action steps or things like that, but it's more like I want self-care for my body and I want self-care for my mind. So I want to be able to relax, but I also want to be able to feel better. So the top is more feel better. The bottom is more relaxed, which both of them kind of go hand in hand. If I'm relaxed, I'm going to feel better. If I feel better, some of these are also going to relax me. So yeah, I think I could go on and on and on. The only thing is I'm not sure about the numbers. And when it comes to setting my goals, that's the one thing I did not do last year. I'm trying to think. Let me pause for a second and let me see if I have anything about my fitness goals. I don't know where I put them. All right, that didn't take too long. Now, I did not find my 2024 goals. I don't know where they are, but I did find my 2023. So I wanted to prioritize strength training, increase cardio endurance, master my macros. Not a bad one. Incorporating stretching into daily routine, move daily, start yoga. And then I didn't do any check-ins. So that was my goal. I think it was kind of similar, but the thing is that I added like numbers here, but I really didn't have any goals as far as like weight or anything like that. I usually don't like to focus on my weight, but I think I'm going to do it this year. Now I'm going to change my pen because I don't want it to bleed through on the front page because this is the name page and I don't want the shadowing or the ghosting to kind of go through there. So I'm hoping, is this my bad one? Some of these, I love Rytech. They're my favorite. They don't like bleed or anything or smear, but sometimes some of them don't write as good. All right. So what I'm going to do is I think we're going to set some goals, y'all. Like I said, I'm not going to put the specific numbers now. I'm going to wait until the end of the year to fill in numbers. But so I think what I'm going to do for physical, oh my gosh, the bottom of these first few pages are so bad because I need to get this kind of more up there. I'll worry about that later. So I guess we'll just say physical. It's more of like physical appearance. I hate calling it that, but in essence, it's what it is. Oh, I hate calling it that though. I really do, but I think we're just going to do it. I think we're just going to go with it. All right. So I think we're just going to call it the physical appearance. Or just say physical. It just sounds better. Okay. So for physical, did that go through? Yeah, a little bit. We'll put stickers on the page. So I want to lose a certain amount of pounds. Now I'm not filling this out because I'm trying to keep it a secret. You guys are going to see it come January. I just really want to wait until, like, I'm going to start on the 30th of December because that's a Monday. I have to start on a Monday. I cannot wait till Wednesday. I'm starting now, but because I'm already like working toward trying to be healthy, I don't want to like come up with the number. Like, what if I lose 4 pounds this month? I don't think that's going to happen. But if I did, then the number is going to be a heck of a lot lower because I don't want to be crazy with it. Again, this is 6 month. This is 6 month goals. And then here, I'm going to say lose inches. I really got to figure that out because it's like total inches. So I have to do like final measurements and then figure it out. Maybe I'll break this down. All right. I'm not going to put on there anything about like arms or anything because, you know, I actually wouldn't mind my biceps growing. So who knows? But we'll put numbers here. So what I'll do is I'll figure out how much I want to lose in each of these areas. A lot of this is going to be an inch or two. I mean, that's all it's going to be. So then when you add it up, that'll be like the total number. So that's what I did that. Okay. And then we're going to do fitness. Let's do another color. Let's keep with the same color family. Let's do this one. And then this one, I want to, let's go to my brainstorming. All right, so I want to tone up. I want to increase my endurance, and I want to get into yoga. Okay, so I want to increase weights used in strength training. That is going to vary because like arms and stuff, I'm not going to be able to increase them that much. I'll be able to increase them by like 2.5 pounds, which is fine. But that is more going to be like, so for this, the action step would be to increase the days I weight train, because the more I weight train, then eventually I'll be able to raise the level. So that's kind of like why I'm trying to say certain ones like this. Then we're going to say, so I want to increase my weights used in strength training. So this is also going to be with stretching. But it's also going to be yoga, which are the two things. And like I put them there because they're the two things I really need to get into this year. And the final thing that I talked about when I was talking about fitness and I was brainstorming my fitness was the increased endurance. Okay. Okay, I think I'm liking how this is coming along. All right, so then we're going to talk about nutrition. All right, so when it comes to nutrition, I want to, trying to figure out how to say it. I think I did really good with my brainstorming. I think a lot of this brainstorming is going to help with everything. Improved gut health, that could actually go into my next one. This is going to be, it's not nutrition, because I'm thinking of nutrition as food. We'll just call this wellness. I don't know. But that could also go over there, but we'll kind of just leave it for now. Now, here is the kicker, and I didn't brainstorm about this. So I do need to keep an eye on not just my food intake as far as like what I'm eating, but the food value. So like how much carbs, like macros. But I also kind of want to do intuitive eating type thing, but I need to make sure I'm not overeating. So that comes with balanced nutrition, but I don't know. I'll just say avoid overeating. Because I think with the nutrition, the under eating should be with that, but the overeating is still an issue. All right, and then we're going to come to my overall wellness. And for that one, I want to improve / stabilize my labs. So maybe I do need to do this. Okay, so this one is to improve, stabilize. I even spell stabilize right. My labs, which is thyroid, vitamin, like my vitamin numbers, and cholesterol. Work on my adrenals and decrease my inflammation. I feel like that might help here, but I feel like sometimes I might need more work as far as like the supplement side to it. And then we're going to kind of do we want to call it self-care? All right, guys. So what I've done, first of all, I added January through June 2025 because these are my 6-month goals. These may very well be my July through December goals as well. A lot of these, they probably will be. The numbers will change. I hope they will change because then that means I'm making progress. So when I do how many pounds I want to lose and how many inches I want to lose, they are going to be 6-month numbers, which I think is a little bit more digestible. Actually, to be completely honest, I'm doing 6 months because this is a 6-month planner. However, you might just want to do quarterly. That might be more manageable. Or you might want to set it a month. You will see. I'm probably going to set monthly goals when it comes to these. So I'm going to kind of break it down. And it's not going to be like, let's say I want to lose 10 pounds. I'm not going to make that be 3 pounds a month. I'm going to start with January. How many pounds do I want to lose in January? Let's be realistic. When you're going to lose your most weight is probably going to be in January. Why? Because everybody's motivated, which means you can probably find someone or like someone else as an accountability partner, most likely in January. So it's easier to lose that weight in January than it is the other months. So let's be realistic there. That's like my personal experience. And that's what I hear a lot of people also say. I am no expert. So I'm saying this is just personal experience. So my numbers might be a little higher come January than they are for the rest of the months. Now, let's say I hit my goal come I don't know when. Let's say I hit my goal come May. So I still have like 2 months left. I'm talking about like end of April. So when I set my goal for May, I've already hit it. I might still say maybe I want to lose a pound. Maybe I want to lose 2 pounds because this isn't like my final goal. This is, like I said, half year goal. But I would like to kind of continue on. And then eventually maybe I'll say maintain. I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of the gist. Most of these probably will stay the same unless we'll talk about the ones that add it off camera. Self-care, I want to invest in myself. So that is chiropractic massage. We already talked about that. Make time for care for myself. This is more talking about my body. I decided as I was writing these, I do want to do mental wellness somewhere else where I'm kind of giving that its full attention as well and not necessarily in here where this is more focused on my physical health. So I do want to focus on that elsewhere. So this is make time to care for my body, which is foam roll. I also have a sauna blanket, so stuff like that. Let me just write that down so I don't forget. Because this will help me when I'm making action steps for the week. That's why I want to write it. And clear my mind and de-stress. Meditate. There's that word again. Meditate. Such a struggle. And then overall, this is like things you'll see. Let me just read them. Reflect, reassess, make changes. There we go. Basically, I need to make sure that I am reflecting maybe every week, definitely every month. And I am going to reassess if some of these are unrealistic. What if I'm doing everything right, but the pounds aren't coming off? Maybe instead of increasing the number next month, so let's say January, I don't have as good of a weight loss as I think I'm going to have. Might not necessarily want to put more weight as my goal for February, because I might need to, maybe that's just not my body. And if everything's working, then maybe I don't even pay attention to this for February. So I need to constantly kind of listen to my body, see what's going on, and reflect and reassess, and then make any types of changes that are necessary. So this is kind of my starting point, but it might not be the end point come June 30th. And I need to monitor all my wins. Oh my goodness. This was my struggle when I was doing reflections for my overall goals. I couldn't remember the good that happened. And the same thing goes here, especially if you don't finish strong, which I'm hoping to finish strong. But I had such a bad third quarter, and then October and November. That's all I can remember is like I fell off when it comes to fitness and nutrition. So I can't remember all the good things or the milestones I hit earlier this year or things like that. I will remember if I finish strong, but I need to mark that so that way I can remember it, and then I can maybe look back and say, what made me so successful that month? What motivated me that month? Things like that. So yeah, I just need to celebrate and document. That's what I need to do, is I need to document it. So yeah, y'all, that's it. This was a long video, but this was one of those videos like with my goal setting for all of my other categories of life. I'm breaking it up because there's just a lot to dissect when it comes to overall goals. But fitness and wellness, even though it was a long video, even though we did a lot, I just kind of wanted to put it in one video. Yes, I'm doing this early, but my brain was kind of there. I was ready to make these goals. So I figured, let's go ahead and do it. And, the earlier I get it out, it helps you guys, right? And I feel like I'm going to start implementing a lot of these now. Not to an extreme extent, but maybe I can kind of work on maybe starting to really hone in on my wellness. I'm not going to be starting any of those like new diets like the autoimmune protocol until after Christmas, but I can start working on it now. So, that's the thing too, is having this here. I know what I'm kind of going to be focusing on next year. So I can kind of start working on some of this now, to kind of get a jump start on the year. All right, guys, that's all I have for now. Yes, that was a lot, but I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, press that like button. And if you have yet to subscribe, I hope you will consider subscribing. Once January starts, I will be bringing forth my Fitness Fridays. I'm hoping to be doing it every Friday. What I will do is I will be doing plan with me's, writing in my planner, showing you how I'm going to fill this out as well. So it'll be one of those multi-type videos where I film it over multiple courses of the week. I'll also be doing monthly setups where we do goals, action steps, create challenges, all kinds of fun stuff. So I definitely hit that subscribe button and join me on this journey, as well as check out some of my other videos, not necessarily fitness related, but some of the other ones as well. I do have a fitness and wellness playlist if that is something that you're specifically looking for. So definitely check that out. I will have it linked in the final outgoing clip. All right, guys. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day and sticking with me till the end of this video. And I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night. Until next time, bye.